5 people. There are likely to be some air threats, I'm guessing. Some threats will be fairly minimal, I would hope. So it's what we think needs to be done to successfully hit these 2 runways.
I saw mention of an SA-10 about.
Yeah, the SA-10 is on the briefing page as being a threat, but there was no SA-10 launches last week. There was no SA-10 threats from last week. So I think the likelihood of SA-10 launches is very, very slim. Same with the SA-6 threat as well, but again, better be careful, I guess.
Any idea where the SA-10's located?
No. In fact, if you go onto the briefing page, there are 3 lots of SA-6s according to these. 18 miles southwest of Piljevia.
Nice.
2 miles southeast of Piljevia. I don't know. Anti-aircraft guns north 1 of Priboj. SA-10 6 miles north of Batanica, and 4 miles northwest of Batanica is the SA-6s. Those last 2 are the ones that we were concerned about.
There's an early warning radar site about 4 nautical miles north of our target airbase. Maybe the SA-10's there, perhaps.
I mean, let's just be realistic. If there's a sort of real air defence tonight, along with the potential of air threats and the strike mission, we haven't got enough people to carry this mission out. Because you're going to have to put 2 in the strike, and that leaves 3. So you could just about go with the twin role Sea-Air escort for a 3 ship, but not if we're going to be dedicated to having to knock out SA-10s or SA-6s, that you might want to have a couple of harms just in case of pop-up threats. But I'm only off the air threat we had last week, which kept a 4-ship escort fully occupied for pretty much the whole mission.
True, but most of those were taken off. A good number of those were taken off from the target airbase. Now that's out of action, so it's just that single one.
But I also already, when I do a recon of Steer 7, the target, I see Bandit, so I think that means there's stuff taken off from there. We've got the MiG-29As that scrambled from the airbase on the Flot. I don't know if that's still up as well. So, and the MiG-21s that came from further east, well, to an airbase to the east / southeast of the original kit last week.
Okay, what do you want to do then?
Well, I think we need to know a bit more about the Sea threat, don't we? Whether it's actually realistic or not, in terms of, are we going to see anything?
I've got an idea how we handle this, if you're listening. Anyone interested?
Go for it.
The last mission, I got tagged by some AAA just over the target, so I was thinking in hindsight maybe we should have had some, as the SEAD, some JSOWs or something to sort of put down on the airbase to try and suppress any AAA coming up from the ground. There's also some ground fire which nearly got you, I think. Well, no, it was 50. It nearly got. Not sure about you. As well as carrying some, obviously need some harms. I'd also suggest the SA3 known site. We can probably just avoid that completely, perhaps.
Where are we getting to get all these planes from to carry harms, JSOWs, air-to-air weapons, plus the weapons we need to actually bomb the airbase?
Well, yeah, we're definitely going to have to split the roles. So, escort will have to carry some air-to-ground weapons, perhaps.
Yeah, but then as soon as we have to hit to anything on the way in, pretty much guaranteed you're going to have to be jettisoning those if you're going to get in anywhere close. And that's mission abort criteria straight away. I would not, as the escort, I would not want to be carrying JSOWs. Simple as that. I don't know if anybody else here would be volunteering for that.
No, I agree. If anything, I think it's a case that you get 2 guys in the OCA, 3 guys in the SEAD escort, and one of those guys is harms. The other 2 are fully air to air. If you start getting any spikes from radar SAMs like the SA6 or the SA10, then we can launch harms at them. But that way, at least, if it gets silly, then yes, it is an abort. But otherwise, as we suspect, a lot of these are going to be down, and hopefully we'll be able to get in and do the mission. If not, if we're not happy with that, then let's look at another mission.
Yeah, well, it looks like the airfield itself, one of the runway sections has already been destroyed.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
So in theory, we only need to hit one runway section and destroy it from the other runway to actually get 0% operational. I mean, I don't know how much longer that piece that's showing destroyed is going to be down for, but I do note that.
Can we tell which runway's damaged and which one isn't?
Yeah, if you just read it, you can see it. 02 left is the one that's destroyed. Sorry, not 02, 32. 32
Okay.
left is the one that's already got a section destroyed on. So I suppose in theory what that means is you could just take an SDB loadout if you wanted to do a standoff and pump, like you've got enough to do it with one aircraft then, and you could stand off. Just one suggestion, it would give us a bit of a standoff range from about what do we launch the SDBs at, about 20 miles, 30 miles. It means that the SEAD escort would only have to basically protect the strike flight to get in. Just thinking about, no, I wouldn't normally suggest that would be the best way to do it, but given the numbers, that might actually be the best way to do it.
On that basis, you could have 4 in the SEAD escort and 1 strike flight. Fully protected.
Yeah, I did think about that, but that doesn't give you any redundancy at all. I mean, if they have a gecko moment, jettison all their air-to-ground weapons, or get hit, I mean, I know I just use that as a silly example, but you have no redundancy at all.
User joined your channel.
If you do that.
Too late to join, fellas.
Oh no, actually, that helps us out, Fisty. No problem.
All right, sorry for my late arrival.
It's all right, mate. Files are in the usual place, and it's Pegasus hosting tonight.
All right. So if that's the case, I suggest a 4-ship SEAD escort and a 2-ship strike. And on the strike, doing a standoff.
Okay.
And the Siege 9, is it?
Yeah.
If you don't mind, I'll take the lead of the strike.
All right, Neil. Who wants the SEAD?
I have no experience with harms.
Sorry, who was that? So it got stepped on.
I can take the SEAD.
All right, cool. Sorry, Scooter, what did you say? You got no experience of harms?
Yeah.
Have you done the training mission on harms at all?
No, not at all.
I'd recommend you fly the BMS training mission on harms just to give you an idea of how they work.
I will do that.
What about SDBs? Are you okay with them?
Yeah, that's okay.
All right. Do you want to take number 2 in the strike then?
Copy.
I saw that, Griffin.
Yeah.
Festy's got number 4 in the seed.
Okay.
Just seen confirmation Gecko can't make it.
All right, thanks. Griffin, can you just put the escort timings back?
Yeah.
Thanks. All right, Noodle. So obviously, just to confirm, you'll be using SDBs and plan on standing off and hitting some of the runway sections to knock it out, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Right, package lead is Banshee 4-1. Just while we're waiting for Fisty in, do you and Noodle just want to plan anything?
I'll need a few minutes. I'm just checking now.
Yeah, I meant, sorry, between Gussus and Noodle, do you want to plan anything? Just while we're waiting for Fisty, we do the comms ladder.
Do you want me to do the comms ladder?
Once Fisty gets in, yeah.
All right.
All right, I'm in.
Okay, yeah, ready to do the comms ladder, Fisty?
Can I just do a quick F2? Hang on. Fisty on F2. Nice one. Yeah, ready to go.
All right, everyone, open up the data cartridge. Go to comms, click on com plan. Do uniform first. Uniform 2 is 313.550. Uniform 3 is 386.875. Uniform 4 is 379.750. And 6 is 372.025. Any readback required on those?
No, but you're going to have to do the alternate as well from 10 on.
Yes. Okay. So uniform 10, which is alternate approach, is 274.000. 11 tower is 342.400. And 12 ground is 234.100. Any readback needed on uniform? Okay, Victor 15, which will be, we'll do Cobra 6 first, strike package. They'll be on Victor 15, which is 138.400. And their alternate will be 18, which is 140.950. Banshee 4 SEAD is on 16, which is 138.350. Alternate will be 19, which is 138.425. We don't have anyone Beast 2, do we? The escort? Okay, so no need to read that out. Any readback required?
Just do one on 19, sorry, Victor 19.
Victor 19 is 138.425.
Thank you.
Right, moving on to IFF tab. Click on IFF plan. Uncheck M1 and M2 in the stat column and click on save. Close your data cartridge. We're going to split into flights for briefing now.
What we'd do normally is a general brief of what overall we're planning to do, and then split into individual flights for specific briefings.
Who's doing that?
So you and Noodle do a general plan, and then then we'll split into onto the different channels.
I think if you want to start, Noodle, because I'll probably adjust my flights plan based on what you're intending to do.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty straightforward. You'll see I've changed our steers 6 and 7 into a straight line. So what I plan to do is stand off at 7, maximum about 20 nautical miles. That keeps us out of the way of any threats, part of mobile, but that will be checked before. And 6 is our holding point. Might move that a bit further west, sorry, from that town, just to avoid it. Right, like that. So we'll be coming in 6, holding there. Once we get cleared in, we're about 30 miles from our standoff. So once we'll both of us carry SDBs and target the same runway. If just to carry out the redundancy until steer 7, if able, we'll just spread the load on other, but we want to be certain that we take that runway out. Once we're done, call me all the time. Egress back to 6. If you need support, if you're engaged at that moment, or even before that, just let us know. We'll still be able to support air to air. And that's the general idea from us. If we get bounced before, then I'll just follow your lead.
Copy that. So, SEAD flight. Our task is going to be in 2 parts. We're going to have both SAM suppression and air-to-air rolls. So I'm thinking that we split into elements. Have a 10 to 15 mile trail on elements, setting up on a cap roughly northeast to southwest. So it's kind of on the axis of... Checking my notes. roughly on that axis of steer 6 to steer 7 for the SEAD flight. So we'll be doing that, let's say, Angels 25 on the hot leg, Angels 23 on the cold leg. We will do it in a, to keep us away from that SA3 as much as possible, we'll do it in a anti-clockwise turn, so turning to the left. And in each element, I would suggest that we have one person focused on the harm display and the other person focused on air-to-air threats, so that we can adjust as quickly as possible and we have an eye on both situations at all times. Depending on the weather, I would also suggest that we keep an eye on the airbase if at possible, looking for any scrambling fighters. And we'll have to react accordingly. We're only going to be carrying, unless someone wants to change this, we'll probably only be carrying slammers. So I don't know if the strike flight is planning on carrying some heaters for any last minute scrambling fights.
Yes.
Right, so I think in that case, given that we've already got quite a lot of task loading, we will leave any last minute scrambling fighters to you to handle with heaters. If you feel it's beyond you, I suggest you scram off to the west, call us in, and we will delouse you as best we can.
Yeah, but I don't think we'll go that far because we'll still hand off at about 20 miles. So we'll try BVR. It's I don't think we'll be in a furball with any incoming fighter. If we spot anything coming off as we hand it off, and as we drop our weapons, we might just come off. And if you're not busy, just let you know that it's behind us, rather than just engage right after we dropped our load.
Yeah, sorry. What weapons are you taking for the bombing part?
Maybe going SDBs. So we'll be looking at the recon now. There isn't much left on. I mean, we'll just take the other runway. That's it. We're not really focusing on anything else than taking out the runway.
Fair enough. Sorry, I thought I'd assumed we were going in low level like last week, but that makes things a lot easier. Then we won't have to really keep that close an eye on the airbase for scramblers. Has anyone done the math
To that
on
end,
Joker and Bingo?
I'll do it if you like. Hang on.
Would it not be better to put our further away then, rather than sat much right on top of the airbase? Because if there is anything scrambling up from there, we're going to have a hard time dealing with it right underneath us.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let me just adjust the steer points. I'll leave steer point 7 on the airbase, so we've got a reference for the target, but I'll create new steer points for our cap. So bear with me 1 second.
Noodle Vozy?
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's it's 5 per section, isn't it? So
Right.
and
Okay.
you've got what, H. So I would now obviously maybe put in each pick section and put in all 8 of your own weapons on it just to try and be sure.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Just pick one section each and just go. We want to get rid of that quick just to be able to support air to air.
I just wonder whether it's putting one. No, it is probably worth putting them both on the same runway. The other one is still out at the moment, and therefore you're if you at least one of you hit, you're guaranteeing the airfield's out of commission.
Yep.
I was just wondering about how long that other one will be down for, but yeah.
And which runway is down?
It's 3-2
Right.
left. That's down.
Yeah, Noodle will brief you on that.
Yep.
Okay, so if you just look at the SEAD flight steer points again, so steer point 8 now is the target airbase. I've got steer point 6 and 7, so the closest on that is steer 7, which is 15 nautical miles from the airbase, which should allow us to fairly comfortably keep our radars on the airbase even when we're at steer 7, and it'll be a 12 nautical mile cap, which will line up with our trail separation of, well, roughly 10, 12 nautical miles between the elements.
I think my only other point is that if you remember last week, there's quite a high likelihood of threats coming in from the side of the track, either once one of the scrambling from an airfield that the lead element's overflowing, or it's coming in from the side. I mean, if you look just after you go feet wet, you can see some bandits already coming in from the right there. So what I'm saying is there's no guarantee that the threats are always going to be to your front with this. I think it's worth noting that the strike flight doesn't want to get too far separated from the SEAD, because otherwise they won't be able to be supported by the SEAD. Because if they're like 20 miles behind the second element of the SEAD and something scrambles to intercept them, then by the time everything else is turned around, they're probably on their own.
Yep, good point. We are limited in terms of fighters, so we will have to keep our wits about us, keep a close eye on the radar warning receiver if anything coming from behind us or the flanks. I don't know.
Would just keep the strike very close to the second element, like within 5 miles, to be honest with you, because they can always hold or retrograde or go in a different direction, green lane, whatever. But what I wouldn't do is create 20 miles of separation between the second element and the strike flight.
Yeah, I wonder if we could put the strike in between our elements.
I did think about that as one option.
Because last week I was in the SEAD and the fighter scrambled on our 6 o'clock, more or less.
The only thing with putting in between is that they might sandwiched if anything does scramble.
You can just retrograde if that happens.
We will be wherever you tell us to be.
I would stick close to the second element. So whether you put yourselves just behind, next to, I suggest you separate in altitude. We should be ingressing Angel 25. So if you put yourself Angel 22, something like that, and then you can shadow our second element.
Yeah, okay, we'll try to get just underneath them then.
Yeah, and
I
if
think
you
we're going
get
to need to get higher than that, aren't we? Given the distance we could travel. I think we're going to have to be about Angels 25 plus, I would have thought. The SDBs are fairly low drag, so they shouldn't be anything particularly holding the strike flight up.
No, we should be able to go in the 30s.
Yeah, I mean, that might be required as well. I mean, it's, what did it say, 600 odd miles? I know we've got the alternate available, but it's a long old flight. I think we're going to need large tanks anyway. So but we definitely don't want to have the strike flight ingress and Angels to us. They're not going to have the fuel.
TVAT airbase, which is where the MiG-29 scrambled from last week on the coast, is still active. There should be plenty of friendlies around there though, so we might even be able to, depending on the situation, might even be able to ignore anything scrambling from there.
Okay, should we split the flight?
Yep.
Can I get moved, please?
User left your channel. User was moved out of your channel. User left your channel. Channel switched.
Yeah, the tablet with my flight bag is taking its time opening, so hopefully I'll be able to have it before we go to final brief. But if it's anywhere near to last week's, it was 6-3 and 5-3 last week.
Yeah, it's quite a bit
It's
further
going to
than
be
last
even
week.
more.
Yeah, okay.
I think we'll until that comes through. I think we'll go for 7 and 6. Joker and
It's a
Bingo.
280-mile return leg, so yeah, it's a fair old track.
I don't have those calculations committed to memory yet. Any other questions about the plan for the cap, etc., and the steer point locations?
We'll be on 1275. Takan.
We should be, yes. I imagine the strike package will tie onto us as well. So the Takan will be, I'll be on 12 X-ray. Vocine will be 75 X-ray. Actually, no. We're not going to do that way, are we? Yes,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
sorry. Vocine will be 75
That's
X-ray.
right, yeah.
Griffin, 75 Yankee. Fisty, 12 Yankee. I'll be hosting the IDM. We'll be easily fit everyone in. Landing, let's plan on an overhead brake. Weather has been good. It will be a left-hand brake over the airbase, and remember it's left lane hot lane, right lane cold lane on landing because we exit to the right. Any other questions?
Yeah, we'll be taking off from runway 23 again by the look of it. So it's not like the long one, so it's a short runway. I've not touched a drop this week, so I should be landing it properly.
Famous last words.
That's famous.
I
Last
was
year.
just going to say.
Should have
given
waited
an
till
odds
after you landed before you
Yeah,
said that.
no.
All right. Okay. Calling final brief now.
Pegasus, just in terms of loadout, we're not all taking 2 harms each, are we?
I don't know.
Actually, there's in the threat analysis, there's an SA-10 6 miles north of Batanica, which is well, right on our target.
Yeah, there's a early warning radar just 4 nautical miles north, so I think it might be defending that site.
Yeah, we think it's down, don't we, though?
It is down, yeah. Does anyone want to take anything other than harms? I mean, I don't really see much utility for anything other than harms given our flight roll, unless we want to have, full slammer load for 2 and 4, perhaps.
There's a suspected SA-6 along the route as well.
Yeah, there was SA6 last week, which
Code
were
S6 is ready for final
spiking us intermittently. I looked at the ACMI and it was intermittently spiking us because it was partially moving. So it would stop and spike us a bit and then scoot. So it was off track as well. It wasn't the threat circle was not on track. There was a PPT that someone had put down last week, but there was no SA6 at that location. It was further off to the east. Not a long way, but we were safe on our track.
It's 18 nautical miles southwest of Plievla, which is Plievla is right on our track.
All right.
We'll
Well,
be coming from the southwest.
again, we'll just have to adjust our track if we start to see SA6s in our flight plan, flight path. But let's.
Do you know what would be good if they put a link find option so that you could just when they gave you that intel brief, you could just click on it and take you straight to the location where it's thought to be.
Yeah.
What, you don't know your
there's one for
Serbian
this.
geography, Vosing?
There's one for the devs because, well, yeah, I mean, it was obviously I've got a slight oversight on that at the moment. But
Well, you can find like Plievla, for example, and
Yeah.
then use your ruler
yeah, of
for
course you
18
can. But
nautical
what I'm
miles.
saying is, wouldn't it be good if it was a link straight from the intel rather than having
Yeah.
to go and find that place and then work out where it is? Especially when there's 5, 6, 7 of them in a list. Maybe that's a feature request.
The point I make in Pegasus is that I don't think we should drop our harms.
Yeah,
with
I
an
mean,
SA6 and an SA10.
8 harms is excessive, but I don't know what else to take other than harms.
I think 8 harms is not excessive for a seed mission.
Fair enough. Load out as it is then.
Yeah, but we're seed escort, aren't we? I mean, all I'm saying is last week, right, we know the point where the airbase was from last week, that the only significant threat's a SA6 east of track, and I don't think that'll have changed much. So it's only the extra bit over and above where we were last week that a factor. And based on last week, it was more of an issue with air threats than there was with SEAD. So it's just about getting that mix right in it. Where's the airbase from last week? I can't see it now. So is it the one about just past the halfway point between steer points 5 and 6, the northeast?
Yeah, Ponivka. Ponikva.
Yeah, that's it. All right, so we're clear to there pretty much. I think that SA6 that's the factor is the one that's actually got the threat circle showing up.
I don't have a threat circle for the SA6 on route. I've just got the SA3.
I do, but I don't think that's the same one. It's not. That's not the one in the briefing anyway.
If that's
No,
from
that's
last
the one
week,
that
then
we
there was
had on the
nothing
way
there.
in. No, I can see the threat circle itself in the purple threat circle.
Yeah, I see that. It's to the east of
For
the
the
halfway mark.
SA6. Yeah.
Yeah, still got his flat face on straight flush, but it shouldn't be a factor, should it?
Only if he
That
moves a
one
long way.
That one shouldn't. Ah, here we go. Hang on. Right, 280-mile return leg, wasn't it?
Yep.
Six 4 and 5 4.
Copy that.
Copy. So we'll go first, and then we'll just adapt to your ingress and egress. But from our steer point 6 and on, we're looking at being the altitude you tell us to be, popping up slightly higher if we need to, just to get the SDBs out. Well, by steer point 7, we'll be off to the left, back on track to our steer point 6. And yeah, we'll be ready to support you. If not, we'll start our regress. And yeah, we're looking at flying underneath your second element, about 1,000 feet probably, just to keep it close and visual. Our Joker is 6.5, Bingo 5.5. And that's I suppose you'll be hosting the IDM, but otherwise can do. That's it from us. Copy that.
Okay. 2 minutes comfort break then, guys.
Yep.
Okay.
Pegasus back.
Fisty's back.
Okay, I'm back. Griffin's back.
Versing.
Cobra 6 is back and ready.
Roses back.
Commit to ramp.
Still got a slow clock. Pegasus in the pit. Just wondering, do we need to cancel the escort flight?
No, we're on the
No,
clock.
he's
aren't
been
we?
pushing.
Griffin pit.
Fisty's in.
Who's in the pit?
Banshee 4, Victor check. Loud and clear, Vincent.
Yeah, you might want to wait a bit longer, everybody might not be up yet.
Yeah, so I'll just give it a shot.
Pit a minute earlier.
Banshee 4, Victor check.
3.
All loud and clear. Banshee 4, checking on uniform.
2. 3. 4.
Loud and clear.
Cobra 6 check. 2.
Stand by for dolly check.
Banshee 1 3.
6, although we're not ready yet. We're not INS complete.
I was just about to say most people won't be on INS complete yet. You won't dolly until you get INS. It's a nav. Yeah, one. Can you turn off doing for now?
Banshee 4-1, runway 23 for takeoff.
Green jet. 4 same. 3 same.
Banshee 4 from Cobra 6, going with the double checker ready now.
Stand by. No dolly from 1-2.
Cover 6, copy, stand by.
Yeah, dolly sweet 1-2.
Cover 6.
Banshee 4 ship F-16s. Request taxi for departure.
Banshee 4 ship F-16s. Request taxi. Good afternoon, Banshee 4. You are number 1 for departure. Taxi Lima and hold short runway 31.
3-1? 2-3.
I think it's telling us to hold on 3-1 before we cross.
Copy that. Not sure where I am. So 1 is taxiing gently.
Cover 6-2 ship, request
Just turn left and that'll take you to the hold short for
Good afternoon,
3-1.
Cobra 6. You're number 2 for departure. All present position.
You go 3.
Give way to Banshee 4 F-16. Taxiing Lima. Cobra 6. Roger. Cobra 6. Roger.
1 is holding short 3-1. Banshee 4 request taxi for departure.
Banshee 4 ship F-16s. Request taxi. Banshee 4 taxi Lima and hold short runway 31.
Couple of patches ahead.
Do you need to get a bit closer to the line there?
Banshee 4 ship F-16s. Request taxi. Banshee 4 taxi Lima and hold short runway 31.
Yeah, that's C5 coming to land this way.
No joy.
What was that, Bossy? No, I think he may have just taken off. It looks like he's turning away now. Just saying, there's a C5 or something around down the far end of the corner. That might be what's holding us up. Yeah, so 1, when able, you'll have to taxi along 3, go past the intersection for 2305, and then take the next right, and that'll lead you on the taxiway past the other aircraft that are in the hazard.
Copy that. 1 is taxiing again.
Hey, Banshee 4, Cobra 6.
Go, Cobra 6.
Yeah, confirm you are no holding short of 3-1.
Yeah, holding short of 3-1, waiting for a tower to clear us, but I think we're going to have to taxi anyway. I can't see any traffic around to hold us up.
Yeah, okay, we're a bit further away now. We're going to start a taxi out.
1 is taxiing. Banshee 4-1 taxiing.
Cobra 6 is taxiing.
4 taxi Lima and hold short runway 23.
There you go. I don't know why, but sometimes on this airfield in 434 Balkans, it only lets
It's just
you,
there for runway 23.
only gives you the clearance once you actually go onto the runway.
Banshee 4, taxi Alpha, and hold short runway 23.
Copy that.
Okay, hold on there, Banshee. We're just gonna hold there on the left, let you pass and be after you.
Copy that.
Right, so the end of the airfield is this way, past up to the left.
Yeah, I think this is yeah. Pegasus.
So I have to taxi down the runway, then turn around, do I? Banshee 4, 4-ship F-16s ready for departure.
Banshee 4-1, contact tower for takeoff. Switch to 386875.
Push uniform 3.
Cobra 6, taxi Alpha, charting and hold short runway 23.
Form on my left, Griff. Okay, 10-second separation for takeoff. Banshee 4, 4-ship F-16s ready for departure.
Banshee 4, 4-ship F-16s, ready for departure.
Banshee 4, hold short.
Need to ask him again, mate.
Banshee 4, 4-ship F-16s, ready for departure.
Banshee 4, wing 240 at 7 knots. Runway 23, you are cleared for takeoff.
1 is rolling. One airborne.
Banshee 4-1, contact departure.
We're a 6-2 ship holding short, ready for takeoff.
Cobra 6, hold short.
3 outbound, visual to
Cobra 6, wing 240 at 7 knots.
4 airborne,
Runway
visual flight.
23, you are cleared for takeoff.
Flight push uniform 4.
We're 6 taking active.
Cheers. Banshee 4 airborne.
Banshee 4, airborne, 4 ship, F-16, 1000.
Come right to
Banshee
steer
4,
3.
Departure, depart heading 030, resume all navigation.
Flight push, uniform 6.
27. Four, let's check steer 3. Go.
Speed 350, 5 degrees nose up.
Cobra 6, check.
Banshee 4 check.
2. Cobra 4. 4 saddle.
3, didn't get you on uniform, I think you stepped on. Banshee 4-3, uniform check please. Three, are you on uniform 6?
What have you got yardstick with 3?
Yeah, got him on yardstick.
Obviously lost his comms somewhere along the way.
Got him on RDM as well.
Guys, can you hear me on Vic?
No, not so far. I lost you there for a bit, Vazine, but I got you now.
Alright, I'm trying to call you on uniform 6, but I'm not hearing me. I can hear you.
Yeah, not getting you on uniform 6. Try once more. Nothing from you 3 on uniform. Two, my speed is 333. Present Buster. Angels 15, 5 degrees nose up.
Copy in position.
Bishop.
1-3.
Go 3.
Just confirm the frequency for tactical.
Tactical is 372 decimal 025.
Check.
Loud and clear 3.
Yeah, copy that. That was the same as I had on the preset. I've stuck it in as a manual frequency and it seems to be working now. Really weird.
Yeah, can't explain that. 3 degrees nose up now. Cobra 6, Banshee 4.
Go for Cobra 6.
Ready for dolly check?
Go ahead, yeah.
Dolly sweep.
Cobra 6.
We're heading home. Chalice 6, ready to attack.
One is speed is currently 280. Still 3 degrees nose up.
Chalice 6, Banshee 4-1. Picture. Banshee 4-1, Chalice 6. Picture is 1 route. Pulse 0, 8, 9, 9, 21,000. Track southeast. Hostile.
Med Foxtrot on the nose.
One's naked.
Naked, no. Foxtrot's back on the nose. Into
Copy that.
2 cents.
Flight reference steer 4. One is leveled off to Angels 24, gaining speed. One has strobers out at bullseye 342122.
2 cents.
Look like friendlies. Flight check in, fuel 12-7.
2.
Reference steer 5.
Six more to 12.
1 same. Two, switch to your harm display, see if you can pick up that 6.
Copy that, you want us to fence in?
Yeah, fence in please. Chalice 6, Banshee 4, request a picture.
Chalice 6, Banshee 4-1. Picture. Banshee 4-1, Chalice 6. Picture is 1 route. Bullseye. 0, 2, 5, 1, 1, 1, 21,000. Track. North. Hostile.
No joy on that target.
Pause button, 1 o'clock.
Say again, 4, stepped on.
Pause mud 6, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, copy that. Number 2 is looking for that number 6.
Yeah, nothing on hard. Not all I have. It's most of the flight plan. Approximately 85 miles, maybe 90 miles.
Copy that too.
Cobra 6, Mud 6, 12 o'clock, 030.
Copy the Cobra 6, we've got that as well. Number 2 is watching that. Seems to be about 85-90 miles from Leeds position.
Cobra 6.
Reference steer 6.
Chalice 6, Banshee 4-1. Group. Bullseye 0, 2, 6, 1, 0, 6, 21,000. Declare. Banshee 4-1, Chalice 6. Contact confirmed hostile.
2, drop the harms, go to air-to-air and join me target 026104, 2 ship. Take the trail.
2. Has the data.
Banshee 4-1 engaging target 025102. 2 ship.
Bike 29, 10 o'clock.
1 is defensive. 1 is defensive off south.
Copy. 2 ship. In close, okay, 2's turning cold. 2's defensive.
3-4, you got those 29s?
Yeah, Cobra 6 is nails from 29's north. We're retrograding now.
Copy that.
Yeah, copy. Confirm. We're coming right. I confirmed there the bandits. They don't seem to correspond to the raw.
They were on our 2 o'clock. Sorry, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I don't. Sorted right.
Chalice 6, Banshee 4-3.
Yeah, copy that. See you soon.
Bullseye 0, 2, 1. Banshee 4-3.
Yeah, I'm getting 29 spike from 11 o'clock.
MiG-29.
Same. I'll clear. Check your 6. Come, I've dropped that target.
29's on my
Left. Got him. Okay, there's a 2. Or take the left one. Standby data. Defensive. 4. If you got the shot on that one, take. I've not got it.
Archer inbound.
Defensive missile launch.
Tap, flare. Tap, flare.
firing heaters.
2, come right to engage. 3-4, turn south when you can.
3's defensive.
Archer inbound. Archer inbound. Archer inbound.
Are you flying? 4. 1, you flying?
Chalice
One's up.
6, Banshee 4-1. Bullseye
I've
0,
got
1,
2
4,
shit
9,
29s.
0, 19,000. Fox 3 medium. 4-1.
1 Fox 3 01589.
Heat is MiG-29.
Defensive.
1 Pitbull.
1 defensive. Heading south.
1 Pitbull.
Cobra 6, continue south. One is naked.
I've still got a spike at 229s, 1 in a ring from 11 o'clock.
Yeah, copy that on my 3 o'clock now.
Okay, now I've got alright, I'm going defensive. Banshee 4, Cobra 6, doing any helos.
Yeah, copy that, Cobra 6, turn hot. Delouse, my number 3.
Charlie 6 is 08582, 17.
Cobra 6-1, Chalice 6, contact confirmed hostile. Heat is MiG-29.
Cobra 6 into 17. 2 daytime monitor.
Mayday, airman down. Bullseye 001 70.
Cobra 6 speedball.
Chaff, flare.
Spike 29's on my 6 and my 9 o'clock.
Cobra 6 is 2 Fox 3 on 229, still got 1 nails turning cold now.
Copy that, let's run south. Splash.
Chalice 6, Banshee 4-1. Bullseye 0.
Cobra 6 is still cold, no Cat 1 supporting air to air.
Banshee 4-1. Contact confirmed hostile. 3 meet MiG-29 Pitbull. 1 Fox 3 medium.
Fox 3 on 2 MiG-29's. Bullseye 01072, heading south now. I think we'll have to abandon mission here, Cobra 6.
Yeah, Cobra 6 copy. We're still trying to sort our asses here.
Flight report status.
Cobra 6 is no turning hot.
Banshee 4 down to a 1 ship. Turning to support you. Support you, Cobra 6-1.
Lock.
Chalice 6, Banshee 4-1. Group. Bullseye 3, 5, 8, 6, 4, 14,000. Declare. Banshee 4-1, Chalice 6, Fureball 2, Friendly 1, Bandit.
Altitude.
Banshee 4-1 merged.
Lock.
Four one defensive.
Lock.
Cobra 6-1 is damaged, bugging out. Cobra 6-2 is merged also with 29.
Copy that on menu.
Lock.
MiG-29, Cobra 6-1 visual. MiG-29 is in the left-hand turn now.
I got him.
Contact is low.
Lock.
Bandit in the left-hand turn is in the 6 of one of you guys.
One is down now.
That's all of us, I think.
I actually flew into the
Noodle
water.
is still flying.
Got merged with a 29, was going guns on him, and yeah, I kind of lost track of my situation above the water. Well, that didn't go to plan at all.
Happens.
User joined your channel.
Is anyone still flying?
User joined your channel.
Banshee
Guys.
4 is all down.
Right, I'm gonna exit now because I'm damaged and I'm exiting.
So we're all stopped flying then, are we?
Is everyone out?
I'm out now.
Okay, everyone exit to debrief.
KIA, Fisty.
Yep.
Horrible
Eject.
sounds right.
Bozine. Eject.
Ejected, but it lists me as KIA. I'm not sure why.
I've got you as MIA.
I've got you MIA.
If we're quick, we might have time to fly that one again.
Yeah. So what are we going to do? We're going to... I think it's a bit late for me to start at this point, I think. Given the long flight.
Yeah, here in Holland it's 1 hour later, so that's also a problem.
Okay, I'm desktop.
Yeah, see you in Discord, and I'll bring up the Acme in a bit.
User disconnected from your channel. User disconnected from your channel. User disconnected from your channel. Disconnected.
In my screen, in my canopy, that's the problem.
Okay, can you see my Acme?
Yep.
Just waiting for Rosing.
I'd be interested to see where they came out of.
Came out the same neighbourhood they came out of last week.
Yeah,
Tivat.
Tivat, the coastal one, isn't it?
They must have been the scramblers then, yeah, because they were on us before we even saw them.
Well, we weren't looking for them, were we? We should have been.
Okay, let's see what happened there. It was a bit confusing, the taxiing, I must say.
You have the airport diagram?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I would recommend if you lead, get hold of the airport diagram. That'll definitely help you. I think it's in the install folder.
Let's focus on the good part of the flight here. Excellent formation, etc. So there they are, Tivat Air Base. First I got was on 11 o'clock, and then after that some appeared on roughly 1 or 2 o'clock position.
Yeah, we're looking at the ones that you sent me the data for off to the right there, and then these
Yep.
buggers came up all of a sudden.
Yeah, so I was starting to engage these ones off to the right, and that's when, yeah, these guys started going after us. Nice evasion there, Griff.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they came back again.
Yeah, they all came after us from different angles.
That guy that came behind us. Right. I was wondering how did I end up with that 29 so close behind me?
Sneaky.
I evaded both of my slammers on the first volley. Didn't realise these guys had snuck in behind us there.
Yeah, we turned back to support, but didn't focus on that guy down low. So we cleaned whatever we could from behind you guys, but then he came in behind me, started to get on me, and we'll see what happened there. But yeah, I eventually got gunned. My jet was still flying until the end, though, but we'll see.
There's another couple of MiG-29s taken off from Tibet as well there.
Yeah, I see that. These are the two I got eventually here. Got both of those ones. I didn't realise it was a leaker.
Yeah, so we had two from the south, two that took off as we approached the coast, and there's another two about to launch.
Got a good idea where we might be going next week.
So who's that? Who's that merged there at the moment with the MiG-29?
That's me.
All right, yeah. I saw that and I thought, I can't be right. I thought, is that an F-15 or a MiG-29? I took a good close look at him.
And it's stupid because I'm looking at the picture that it was right before Scooter and I did our turn to be hot. I wanted to create more separation between us, so I asked him to turn the opposite direction as I did. But if he would have turned the same direction, so right hand turn with me, he would have seen that guy right getting behind me. But he ended up too far away, and time to catch up. I was already half of my systems were down. So
And I locked the wrong plane.
yeah, I hope you heard me on that, because when I had no more Victor, I saw you guys merge together, and I called you on TeamSpeak. Talk to uniform. Talk to Banshee still on uniform, because you guys are gonna shoot each other otherwise. And if you look at him, so he was still behind me. I climbed back up, and I managed to get in his 6, but I had no weapons, so I pickled because I had no HUD at all. I had no system, no tone, so I pickled one. You'll see one heat came off, but it wasn't uncaged, so
He was defensive.
and then I just ejected. I wasn't gonna go home alone. Well, the boat is coming to pick you guys up. Can stop for me as well. Join the party in the water.
There's a lot of parachutes out there.
Any type of cruise. Yeah, okay, that wasn't good, was it?
Plenty more MiG-29s about to scramble.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Tibet needs taking care of, doesn't it?
Yeah, we're not going to get past it.
I think there's some key debrief points there that we haven't really talked about yet. Because the bottom line is, it's not like we didn't know it was there. Did anybody mark the airfield for on there with some sort of PPT or something like that to be aware of where that was. Did we have any eyes on it? When we picked up those threats on the right-hand side, I was trying to speak to you, one, because it was clear to me that we were getting raw from a different position on 29. I didn't get anything on radar at that time, but that's when I started looking over to the left-hand side and looked low, but it was almost already too late then, because I think we were only about 12 miles behind you, which in my view is too close for mutual support in a BVR environment with slammers. And when you're up against R27s, if we'd have been 20 miles behind you, I think we might have had a chance of knocking some of those MiGs out. And I think the other point is, after the fight developed and some of you managed to get clear to the south and then turn back hot, once again, we ended up getting planes shot down because of leakers and radar sanitation of what exactly is in front of you within 10 to 15 miles. We just need to improve that because we're just not good at it. We're too busy looking at 80 miles and getting shot down by something at 15.
Yeah, good points. I hadn't marked the airbase. I was aware of where it was on the coast, so I was aware of where threats were expected to come from. I guess I wasn't expecting to find these guys off at our 2 o'clock position here. So these guys were spiking us, and I assumed they were hostile. Well, hostile actually at us, not just enemy aircraft. And you're right, we took our eyes off the ball, which should have been our main focus of the airbase there. Perhaps I should have tasked second element with keeping an eye on that airbase while 1 and 2 went off to engage these 2 off to the 2 o'clock position.
Yeah, as soon as you got bounced by that lead element, then the other thing, of course, is we didn't need to put our flight plan right over the top of it. We could have just avoided it by 10 or 15 miles coming round to the south, sorry, to the east, and then we could have created an offset for it. We might have still had to deal with it, but it wouldn't be coming up right below us, which again we've had issues with in the past because it can be quite difficult to identify them. When you're at Angels 2-8, actually we should know where these threats are. We should be marking with PPTs and keeping an eye on them, and you're going to have to move your radar down to be able to actually scan sort of ground level at the Angels 2-8. Otherwise, you're going to be missing it, especially at sort of fairly close ranges.
Yeah.
So a lot of this comes down to radar work and how we use the radars, which is quite often not as good as it should be, particularly looking for closer threats.
Yeah, look at this situation where we're here at the moment. So we've effectively got ourselves bracketed with two ships of MiG-29s. I did have number 2 at this point looking at the SA-6, which was way off to the north. I was actually expecting at this point, being a 2 ship of MiG-29s, I could have actually taken them myself. I did ask to go heads up at this point, ignore the SA-6 given the estimated range to it. But yeah, probably should have just turned a 90-degree break to the right here. Still would have been able to shoot at those 2 MiG-29s. Got second element, Vosine and Fisty to keep an eye on the airbase. Basically continue on track and get Cobra 6 to take a bit of space to the south at this point, rather than getting really in close to them.
Yeah, so from our perspective, we were following you in, and then you said you were going to engage this right group, and then you immediately sort of called defensive, and then you were telling me that the bandits were over to the right, which indeed they were there, and that was the group at 18, and that was the group that you were directing us to engage. But what I could see from my raw was that there was some 29 spikes on the left-hand side. So although I was having a quick look at that group, I actually went to have a look down on the left-hand side and realised that they were down low, probably. So I adjusted my radar, captured them. But again, if we should have set this up, we should have been anticipating it from knowing where the threats are. So it's a good point for planning. Is the point that I'm making.
Yeah.
And then I identified it, and then I think I handed it off to 4 on the left-hand side, and then I was about to engage the right of those 2 low bandits as the immediate priority when I got fired at and had to go defensive. I asked 4, I think, if he had the shot, and he called no. But brutally honest, we were pretty much merged by then. I think 4 got shot down in that, and I managed to just about get out of there to the south. But then I didn't actually realise that MiG-29 was up to the right-hand side until I suddenly spotted him, and I turned in to try and get a shot on him and hit him, but he fired an R-77 at me, and that's what got me in the end. But yeah, I mean, ultimately at this point, it's 2 close MiG-29As versus 2 MiG-29As that are further away, none of which have active missiles, and we've got in total 6 active shooters available to us. So really, we should have been all over this and killed the bandits. And the reason we weren't is because we weren't prepared and looking in the right direction for the threats.
So scores wise, I've got 2 for Pegasus, 1 for Noodle. Is that about right?
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Put those results up.
All right, I'm going to get off then. I'll see you all next week.
All right, Fisty.
Yep. Cheers, everybody. Thanks.
Night, everyone.
Yeah.
Night, guys.
Bye.
Guys.
All right, guys. Sorry. Have a good night, everyone.
Catch you later, Noodle.